Hello, everybody, and we are back for another episode of Powerful Stuff. If you're just tuning in, I'm so excited that you're here. Powerful Stuff was created by me for you guys to help you cultivate deeper inner connection, deeper outer connection, and do so with some play, with some levity, not taking ourselves so seriously along the way. And today is no exception to the Powerful Stuff because we are going to be dealing with, moving through, and alchemizing anxiety. So if you are someone like me who experiences anxiety, keep listening. We're going to go through some tips, tricks, and little special moments to just get that anxiety flowing through us. Let it out to let it in, as I said in my last episode. So, okay, I am back in Venice Beach after a 13-hour odyssey from Vancouver, Canada. My husband is from Vancouver, and we went to Whistler in Vancouver this week to see his family, which was so amazing. We did so many lake dips in Whistler, too many to count, and did lots of hikes, lots of biking, saw some of Spencer's friends, and everything was super great. But I noticed myself this week, it was not blaming it on the full moon coming tomorrow, not blaming it on the fact that I just started my period yesterday. But I will say I was in my luteal phase this week, which is, right before you start your period, where you're like, who am I? Do I need to just like crawl up in a cave in a big fuzzy blanket and just like cry and scream and then hopefully have some delicious vegan ice cream? I don't know. That sounds pretty good. But anyways, I was in my luteal phase this week and I noticed myself, like, even though we were on vacation in this beautiful environment, I noticed myself at some points during the week experiencing anxiety. Sometimes when you are, shutting down from always like being on or being on for your work, even though I did work some this week, it can take your brain some time to kind of really power down, to shut off. And it's like, well, what else could I worry about? Well, what else is unpredictable or might not get done in time? And so I wanted to take you guys through some of the stuff that I do when I experience anxiety, some of the little conversations and side chats anxiety and I have. Hopefully it's helpful to you when you're moving through anxiety. And I also found myself walking the walk of that again today because, yeah, as I mentioned, it was a 13-hour odyssey back from Vancouver. We got home safe. We jumped in the ocean. All is well, feeling good. But yeah, we got up at 4:30 a.m. to catch a 7 a.m. flight, which then was delayed till 9:25, which then was delayed till 1:25, and then we left at 2:30 and from Vancouver. And I found myself, as it kept getting delayed, getting more and more anxious with like deeper Sunday scaries, which is funny because we have done a Powerful Stuff episode on Sunday scaries before as well. But all the things that I felt like I needed to do before tomorrow that just kind of wound myself up, which is so funny because like when I was always kind of the peacekeeper in my family, and when my parents would get frustrated being in traffic or a flight delay, I'd be like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. We're here now. So why don't we just enjoy each other's company? And that's what my husband was telling me. And I'm like, I just need to be sad for a second. So he let me be sad for a second. And then I did make some good use of the time. I did my Deepak Chopra 21 Day of Abundance meditation, journaled, got some stuff ready for the week. But I was like, gosh, I need to get back home, get that Shure mic in my hand, be talking to my Powerful Stuff listeners. So here we are. But yeah, I literally got to walk the fire this week. And it was funny because I was asking Spencer, what should my topic be for this week for Powerful Stuff? Which, by the way, guys, if you ever have a topic you want me to cover, you just let me know, okay? You DM me, you text me, you email me, and you say, hey, Meredith, this requires some Powerful Stuff attention, and I will be on it. But yeah, so Spencer gave me this other idea of this like other topic, which I won't give away because I do want to cover it eventually. But I was like, you know what? That's not my truth this week because I'm going to be honest, I was anxious this week. And yeah, so we're going to go through that. And shout out to Eileen this week as well. If you're watching Powerful Stuff, you can see that she brought over some pampas grass for this beautiful, Powerful Stuff area. So Eileen's presence is still with me, even though she's not on every episode with me anymore. Eileen, I love you. Can't wait to have you back on. Maybe even have your cute cat, Estrella, make a little guest appearance. Who knows? Anything's possible. But yeah, so with anxiety, let me just say the first few things and then we'll get into some kind of shorter, it'll be like a few shorter mini meditations today, if you will, because then you can kind of pick and choose which thing feels good for you and your anxiety. But when anxiety comes up, right, it's like a fear of what could happen, a dwelling on what already has happened, or kind of just basically not being present. It's like we're dwelling on what already has happened and overanalyzing, overthinking it, would have, could have, should have done it differently, or there's like a fear for what's to come. And that can happen for many reasons. So, obviously we can be anxious because like we don't have an internal feeling of safety for whatever reason. We can also have a dysregulated nervous system. So if we're like overstimulated this week, definitely some contributing factors for me, for example, were being in my luteal phase. So sometimes when I was anxious, it's helpful to remind myself, of course, like our feelings are valid in whatever cycle we're in, but just being like, okay, you're in your luteal phase. So just knowing that like you do feel things more deeply right now, and like just knowing that. And that did kind of bring me some relief because it reminds you that like, whether it's your luteal phase or just, waking up and it being a new day, it's not always going to feel that way. It's not always going to follow you wherever you go. And then I also was like trying to switch from regular coffee to decaf this week because I just think I have a wired nervous system and I love coffee so much. It's crazy. Like I just wake up craving a latte, like hitting my lips, an almond milk latte, in case you guys were wondering what alternative milk I use. But this week I'm like, while I'm in Whistler, I'm going to do a decaf. And I was so proud of myself for it. But then Spencer's family, bless their hearts, who are amazing. They're like, we got you Diet Coke. We remember you love Diet Coke, which is true. Like I do have like a secret love affair with Diet Coke. It's so funny because it is vegan, but it's like not what people expect I drink because I guess I eat like very healthy, plant-based otherwise. So whenever people see me drinking a Diet Coke, they're like, Meredith, but I thought you're vegan. It's like, I am vegan. This is just a Diet Coke. You know what I mean? Sue me. No, I'm joking. Don't sue me. But sue me with love and happiness and I'll return the favor. But okay, we're going off tangent, guys. But all of that's to say, they had Diet Coke available. I'd like to think I'm that strong to see it in the fridge and not drink it. That's why I've stopped buying it for myself. But if I see it in someone else's fridge and then on top of that, hear that they bought it with the hope of delighting me with a Diet Coke, then I'm like, well, who am I to turn that down? So then I had like 2 Diet Cokes a day and I could like literally feel my cortisol spike like a few hours later where it like hits so good in the moment. It's so refreshing. And then later I like had all this misplaced energy that I didn't know what to do with like on some of the days. So it was also just like kind of a reminder, like the first step I would say when kind of dealing with our anxiety is like, just like being gentle with yourself from a place of non-judgment, right? How are you feeling? Where are you feeling the anxiety in your body? Maybe if you're kind of answering yourself, I'm feeling it in my chest. Okay, what does it feel like? It feels like a knot. It feels kind of heavy, but also like the ball is about to drop. I also kind of feel it as this like ball in my throat. Okay, breathing with that. What is the anxiety telling you? It's telling me that I have all this energy, or I need to follow up with this person and I haven't made a decision about this thing in my life yet. And I'm leaving this person hanging, and then that's an energy leak. And then that's going to da, 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 da. So those are just like the first 2 steps, just like slowing down, slowing the conversation down. Where are you feeling the anxiety? Breathing with that sensation, letting yourself know that you're okay to breathe with that sensation. You're okay to feel the discomfort, because oftentimes we try to brush through it, but it's a reminder like, okay, it's showing up for a reason. And the reason might not be actually like to make us worry more, which is how we can interpret it when we don't slow down, but it could actually be like the reason it's showing up is to remind us to slow down, to remind us to like chill out, to like tell our body, like, you're experiencing a lot of stress right now, like take some time to breathe. So the first step I like to do when I was after all my Diet Coke tangents, what I like to do when I was feeling it this week is like, where am I feeling it in my body? Because maybe some days it's different, right? Maybe some days it's in your chest, some days it's in your heart. Well, I guess that's in your chest, but your gut. Some days it might be your head or your throat, and just like placing your hand there, breathing with it, asking the anxiety to speak. What is it telling you? You know, what is it? What does it come here to show you? Maybe you even write all of that out. And I actually like to write it out with the words I accept in front of it. So it's like, I accept that I'm feeling my anxiety today strongly. I accept that I'm in my luteal phase. I accept that I had two Diet Cokes today. I accept that sometimes Diet Coke makes me anxious. I accept that I'm on vacation. I accept that I'm frustrated that I'm on vacation and feeling anxiety. I accept that I won't always feel this way. I accept that I'm proud of myself for having the tools to deal with it. I accept that I wish I didn't feel this way, but I accept that I do. And I accept that little Meredith might need my attention right now. So I kind of just go on an acceptance rampage when I have anxiety, just like saying everything that the anxiety might be bringing up or reasons that it's happening, right? Like I said, some can be self-imposed with like what we've put in our bodies, like in terms of caffeine or whatever it might be, lack of sleep, and some of it might be, our time of the month. Some of it could be like, I have this to-do list that's been piling up, but just kind of acknowledging where it might all be coming from and letting it all be okay without judgment. So that's number one. And then the second thing I love to do, which is something that Kristen Neff, who's like the Brene Brown of vulnerability, she's the Brene Brown of self-compassion. Brene Brown is like the Brene Brown of vulnerability. If you guys haven't watched the Power of Vulnerability TED Talk, you totally should. But Kristen Neff has a book on self-compassion. So the first thing that you can do when you're experiencing anxiety is take 3 deep breaths and put your hand on your heart. This is in Kristen Neff's book, Self-Compassion. And you can do this with any emotion like anger, sadness, grief. But putting your hand on your heart and taking 3 deep breaths, so taking a deep breath in through your nose, exhaling it out, another deep breath in, exhale, letting it go, and then third and deepest breath in, exhale, release. And as you have your hand on your heart, the first thing you say to yourself is, I am experiencing a moment of blank. I'm experiencing a moment of anxiety. Second thing you say is, everyone in this world experiences anxiety. And then the third thing you say is, I promise to be gentle with myself as I move through this anxiety. And then give yourself a hug and just imagine your inner child in your mind's eye in this hug. And their little anxious face or expression. And just keep squeezing and relaxing and breathing until you feel them in your mind's eye start to relax. And just asking them what they need from you to move through this anxiety. What does your inner child need from you to feel safe to move through this anxiety? Trusting whatever they say. Now opening your eyes slowly and taking a few breaths out loud. And we'll go straight into a box breathing, which is a really great breath work to slow down your nervous system. So just to actually, before we do that, to reiterate, the 3 steps with the Kristen Neff tools are, stating what you're feeling. And I love that she says, I'm experiencing a moment of anxiety, because it reminds you that you are not your anxiety and that it's something that is moving through you. And the more you can allow it to move through you, right, the quicker it can pass through. But the more we resist it, the more it persists, the more it gets stuck there. So the first step is, I'm experiencing a moment of anxiety. The second step is, connecting your experience to the universal experience. Everyone in this entire world experiences anxiety, right? Like, I'm not alone in experiencing this anxiety. And then the third part is that commitment to yourself. I promise to be gentle with myself as I move through this anxiety. And then we added a little bit together, which is checking in with your inner child. What does your inner child need from you during this time? Maybe it's to not feel judged. Maybe it's permission to just have a beach walk where you don't bring your phone, or to take a bubble bath, or to go for a walk around the block, whatever it might be, to give yourself full permission to move through this anxiety. Like, ask your inner child that and remind them that you love them. You're not going anywhere, no matter what. Like, you've been there before this anxiety, you'll be there after. And then we'll go into our box breathing, and we'll finish off with a few more little tactics, because I want to make this a short and sweet episode that you can return to whenever you're feeling a little bit of anxiety. And when you just want to hear more of my Diet Coke commentary again. Okay, but so the box breathing, as I mentioned before, it can really help slow down our nervous system. So you'll take a deep breath in for 4 through your nose, hold at the top for 4, exhale for 4 through your mouth, hold at the bottom for 4. And we'll just go ahead and do this 4 times for box breathing to really just slow down. So now that we've kind of identified our anxiety, we've let it speak, and we've asked our inner child what they need from us during this time. Now we're just going to seal it off with this box breath, taking a deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Exhale. Hold. Last time, inhale 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And then exhale everything out, returning to your natural breath, feeling nice and calm. And in your mind's eye, almost like you've personified anxiety, now that you've breathed with it, you've let it speak. Just knowing that it's that scared inner child part of you that just needs reassurance. And any last bit of anxiety that remains in your body, go ahead and place your hand there one more time. And imagine you're holding a direct microphone to this anxiety as you place your hand on whatever body part you feel it. And just asking your anxiety what it's come to show you today. Outside of the obvious things that are top of mind that you've already written out, why is it causing or stirring this feeling in you today? How is it trying to get your attention? Just listening with acknowledgement. And just like you reminded your inner child, reminding this anxiety that it's safe to move through you, it's safe to be felt fully. You grant it full permission to move through. And just imagine pulling it out of your body with your hands and just getting every last bit of tenseness out. And then you're going to give this anxiety a massage. You're going to alchemize it. So you're going to start to rub your hands together, transforming this anxiety into a new and beautiful energy, a golden smoke, using all of that heat from your anxiety to create this golden smoke, and then placing it back on the part of your body where the old heaviness left. breathing this golden smoke back in, feeling it start to create spaciousness in your hips, rooting you into the safety of the present moment. And then swirling up your spine, opening up your heart as you feel yourself take even deeper breaths, opening up your throat, opening up your third eye and out the crown of your head, taking another breath in, and exhale, letting it go, feeling the anxiety that once was be alchemized as golden smoke, leaving the crown of your head. And just feeling an immense amount of gratitude as you keep breathing this golden smoke from your hips all the way up out the crown of your head like a chimney. Feeling a gratitude for this anxiety coming here to help you slow down today, to help you reconnect to the needs of your inner child, to help you connect with your body, listen to your body's intuition. I'm trusting that it's helping guide you, actually. That as we reconnect to ourselves and listen to our anxiety, we can reassure ourselves. So just taking this moment to reassure your inner child, your inner self of all the times that you've been through uncertainty or anxiety before and it's worked out. That actually it'll be fine. That actually, even if it doesn't go the way you planned, it always ends up being something even greater in a way that you might not be able to see right now. But that you've got you no matter what, and you've got an invisible support network and a visible support network that you can always call on. You're not alone in this. You are so loved. You are so grounded. You are so safe. Just taking one more deep breath. And exhale, breathing that golden smoke out your head and just imagine sending it with love to those around you. Okay, guys. Wow. I did that with you and I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, I was just reminding myself with my own anxiety, right? There have been like times that I haven't gotten everything done yet or gotten back from a trip late and it's been okay. And that's why I've created my Mondays to not take any client calls, to have spaciousness so I can get anything done that I didn't get done on the weekend. And just reminding my inner child, of course, you might feel like anxious or cranky after a long weekend of travel, but you're back home, you've jumped in the ocean, you've taken a bath, you're recording powerful stuff. It's all going to be okay. So hopefully you had that kind of similar dialogue or whatever dialogue you needed to have with your inner self as well. So the last thing I'll say is two little tactical action steps of like, what can you do now to make yourself feel connected to yourself, to make yourself feel slowed down, to make yourself feel heard by yourself? Is it a meditation? Is it a breath work? Again, is it that walk around the block? Kind of like what we did just now with like pulling our anxiety out of our body. Sometimes it can feel good to have a somatic release, like a scream into a pillow or like a shake dance to like a rage song. It's like whatever you need to do to like move your anxiety through you. If what we did kind of left more to be desired in terms of movement, I would say go and do that. And the second thing is, it's really powerful when we're experiencing anxiety sometimes it's just to either voice it out to ourselves or a loved one who's with us, if they can hold space for that, and be like, I don't need a solution, but just like want to air it out that I'm like experiencing this anxiety and moving through it. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for always being there with me and for me. Thanks for, giving me a safe place to express. Sometimes even just by expressing gratitude to the people in our life who we allow to fully see us, who support us fully, even just expressing gratitude for that can start to make us feel better, because we're not putting on a mask. We're not, pretending everything's 100% if we're feeling this anxiety. So sometimes being honest can help. And also just like sending gratitude to other people who do brighten your day can be a really nice anecdote or antidote to anxiety. Okay, guys. So, yeah, just to recap, like, firstly, letting your anxiety speak. What is it telling you? Where are you feeling it? Reminding yourself that you're safe to feel it fully. Then doing that Kristen Neff 3-step process of, telling yourself out loud with your hands on your heart, I'm experiencing a moment of anxiety. Everyone in the world experiences anxiety. I promise to be gentle with myself as I move through this anxiety. Checking in with what your inner child needs in terms of moving that anxiety through, doing some somatic release, perhaps pulling it out of your body, doing the scream, doing whatever, as we discussed. And then doing that, after you do the somatic release, like taking it easy. Like, what is it asking you to remind yourself of how you've already gotten through things in the past? You've done it before, you can do it again. And then last but not least, sending someone else some love, because nothing gets us out of our head and into our heart than like returning to gratitude not only for ourselves but for the others in our life who hold the mirror for our most loving self, even when sometimes we aren't treating ourselves that way. So all of that's to say, guys, I hope you have a powerful week, and I hope this helps you move through your own anxiety. I'm always here for you. I want you to know you're so loved and you've got this. And if you made it to the end of the episode, you're already like showing up and doing the work for yourself. So that is huge in itself. And as a reminder, which I mentioned last week, I have a few exciting one-on-one special 3-month slots. I usually work with one-on-one clients on a 6-month container, but I'm taking a few 3-month clients on before I go traveling later this fall. So if you're like, let's go deeper, I'm ready for some more powerful stuff, for some more tools, for some more self-inquiry over an extended period of time, you can email me at themeredithbaker.com. I would love to hear from you, and I will hope that, if you found this episode helpful, send it to another friend who experiences anxiety, who might need to hear it this week, because by you sharing powerful stuff with them, they get to tap into their powerful stuff, and together we all rise. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Well, thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week for more powerful stuff.